Evaluating information sources. How to determine the quality of the information source. You're ready to read some books or articles for your essay. But wait, before you start reading, it's important to evaluate whether the sources that you've chosen are appropriate for use in your academic essay. The more practice you have, the easier it will become to judge whether a source is appropriate. In the meantime, though, here are some tips that will help you decide. We will call these the ABCs of source evaluation. A is for author. B is for the basis of the author's information. And C is for content. The questions that follow can help you to evaluate an information source, but the answers will not always be clear or ideal. In those cases, you will need to weigh up the information you have and use your best judgment to decide if it is suitable for using in your academic work. Here are some questions you can ask to find out if this author has the approval of the wider academic community and can therefore be a trustworthy source to use. Is this person qualified to address this topic? Is the author from a credible or well-known academic institution? Do they have a PhD? Are they respected in their field? In some cases, the author may not have a PhD, but have done decades of work in their field and are endorsed by the academic community. Who has published this work? Academic presses want to publish credible authors and be a part of building up a field of knowledge. Some publishing houses in the field of theology include Baker, Eerdmans, Fortress, Oxford, Abingdon, Zondervan, Routledge, Blackwell's, Yale, T&T Clark, Bloomsbury, Whittenstock, InterVarsity. Who has endorsed this book? The back cover will often have a few endorsements from other academics who are prepared to put their names to their positive opinions of the author and their work. There should be some credible academics or institutions represented here. An author that is suitable to use in your academic writing will have also done their own work to make sure that the basis of their writing is appropriate. These following questions will help guide you. Is the source well researched? In theology, we want to see texts that refer to Scripture or the Bible. But there are many non-academic texts that refer to Scripture, like devotionals or online blogs. These are not appropriate texts for academic work. In addition to scriptural references, there should be references to other sources. Look at the bibliography to judge this. You want to see a long and broad list of credible sources in the bibliography. In Revelation, you can limit your search to include only peer-reviewed articles. Check the box for academic peer-reviewed journals on the left-hand side of the search screen. If you are using information from a website, what is the domain name? Domain names that end with .gov or .edu are good ones to use. They can only publish evidence-based information on these sites and are therefore considered credible. Domain names that end with .com or .org are not appropriate because anyone can make those websites and publish anything on them. The questions in section B overlap with this section, but here are a few more that relate to the content specifically. What is the writing style like? Just reading a paragraph aloud to yourself will give you a sense of whether the author speaks with the authority of an academic. The language should be formal. The language should also be focused and specific. Although most academic writers are writing to make a topic clear, they will often use words that only people in their field know. It is the same in theology. You may not know what these words mean yet, but it can indicate that they are speaking to the field, and this is a good sign. Remember that an academic text can be formally written and easy to read at the same time. Not all academic writing is hard to read or boring. Is the source biased? Or is it clear that the author understands that there are differing opinions, even if they disagree with them? Sometimes it will be very clear that the source is biased. It will disregard other opinions in the field and push the agenda of the author or their institution. These are sources that you will want to either avoid or use with critical caution. A better source choice is one that acknowledges their bias or the place or perspective that they are writing from. The author will also refer to other opinions even if they disagree with them. This makes for a robust source and one that is reliable for you to use. So those are the ABCs of evaluating sources. They should get you off to a good start as you begin your research. Remember that no source will be perfect, and you will need to use your own judgment to decide whether they are appropriate for your essay. Good luck, and as always, please contact the Study Skills Tutor or the library staff if you have any questions about researching or writing your essays.